Today I'm doing our bacon and egg rolls that go in the freezer, and then we can just grab them out whenever we need them. All right, let's go. Hey guys, we've just got back from holidays and I'm going to do a big cook up for us and stock up our freezer. I'm actually going to make our bacon and egg rolls. The reason I'm doing that is because our chickens have been working overtime since we've been gone, and I've got so many eggs it's not funny. So it's a grain-free, refined sugar-free, and just a really healthy option that I can shove in the freezer, and then my kids we can literally just grab it out, heat it up, and away we go. A lot of the time we add other things to them, like tomato, lettuce and stuff like that when they're ready, but they're an easy option. So you can start with nuts. 3 cups of nuts. Doesn't matter what they are, within reason. I'm going to do today cashews. So 3 cups. 1. That's 2, and then I'm going to also use sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds you can substitute as a nut as well. So if you don't have enough of one, you can use them as well. They substitute great for almonds as well. Alright, so that's 3 cups of that, and I'm just going to grind that up now to turn it. That's the consistency you want, guys. You don't want to overdo it, otherwise you'll end up getting a nut butter, which is not good, and the oils will start coming out the nuts. So really like a really fine breadcrumb base. So then you're going to put the rest of the dry ingredients in here. So I've still got my nuts in here, in all grounded up, and I'm going to now put 50 grams of psyllium husk in. Psyllium husk is really great fibre, but it also absorbs the liquid when you're cooking, so be careful of that. Psyllium husk is what is in Metamucil. Right. And then I just need a tablespoon and a half of coconut flour. Now be careful when working with coconut flour, this is like a sponge. So don't do any more than what it says. Tablespoon and a half. The next thing you add is 1 tablespoon of bicarb soda. And that's what's going to make them really light and fluffy. I'm getting a bit low. So, and a pinch of salt. I just use a spoon because I can't grab my hands in there. So all I'm going to do is really quickly mix that together, and then I'm going to pour it in the bowl. That's what it looks like. So you put that in the bowl. That's just your dry ingredients. What we're going to do next is we're going to fluff up our eggs, just our egg whites. You've all seen me crack a huge amount of eggs in my blog about banana pancakes. I don't think you need to watch that. So here's 6 egg whites, and there's just your egg yolks, and we're just going to whisk and fluff up our egg whites, and that's going to also make our rolls very fluffy. In keeping it real, I need to show you that I made a mistake, and I'm going to show you my mistake. I actually put my egg whites in a dirty bowl, which you shouldn't do. It should be clear, otherwise it will not fluff up like that. See how it's separated? There's no air in it. It shouldn't look like that, guys. Alright, so I've had to do it again. Lucky for the chickens, that is what it should look like. Alright? There's lots of air and it's really fluffy. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tip this in here. See how fluffy it is? That's the secret to fluffy rolls, guys. You know, sometimes when you do grain-free and they're really dense and chewy, we don't want that. Alright guys, so you've got your dry ingredients, you've got your beautiful fluffy eggs, and then I'm just going to do our wet ingredients in here, mix it all together, and then I'm going to put them all in. Have a look. So, 4 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. 1, 2, 3, it's like medicine in my house. 4. And 2 tablespoons of a sweetener. You don't have to put this in, but it's only 2 teaspoons. So, and you can use honey. I'm using maple syrup today because that's what I've got. 1, 2. And then 380 mils of boiling hot water. And then that's going to activate with everything else, and then everything's just going to fluff up. 380. This can all be done by hand. You just stir all of this stuff, but this makes my life very easy. Done. And then into that we're going to put our dry ingredients. In the past when I've done it, I do it in the bowl, but this just saves less stirring. So I'm just tipping my dry ingredients in. And already, as I'm doing this, it's already activating and growing. Oh. Hopefully you can get the lid on before it explodes. It's like the world's best science experiment. I'll get in trouble for overfilling my Thermomix again. Alright guys, so I've just mixed it together. I've just finished it off here. This is what it looks like. The trick is don't overmix it, otherwise it'll become really dense. And then I just pull them off, roll them up, working with it really quick. I don't make them too big because they're so nutritionally packed. They fill up the kids really quickly. So, but if I make them too big, they don't eat them. So they're all rolled out, they're all done, and now I'm just going to dip them in chia seeds. You can sprinkle them over the top, but I can guarantee you they'll fall off everywhere. So this is just a method that I do. And it gives them a bit of a crunch, and when they fluff up, they just look like a roll from the bakery. So I'm going to put them in the oven on about 180 for about 50 minutes. And when they come out, we'll let them cool, and then we'll get ready to make up our huge bacon and egg mixture, load them up, and put them in the freezer. I've just opened my oven and look at my beautiful rolls. They've all puffed up and beautiful. They look like they're from a shop.
So big!
So big, says London. They're delicious. Alright guys, so this is the assembly line. What I've done is just use the last of those egg yolks, so there's no leftovers. People often say, when I'm using egg whites, what do I use the egg yolks for? And I've added 6 more eggs in here to make a big dose of scrambled eggs. I've got my rolls, and then I've just fried up some bacon. I also have some kids that don't eat bacon, so we'll just do some egg rolls. So I'll show you how we do it. Look at these. And they're light and fluffy, and they smell delicious. So you look at that, they're not dense. Alright, like normal grain-free things can be so dense. These are so fluffy inside. Have a look at that. Okay, now what you find with the sunflowers, they do actually activate and turn green. Do not panic. It is not mouldy. Tomorrow, if I had a look at that tomorrow, it would be fluorescent green. Don't panic, don't throw it out. It's just the activation process, I think, with the bicarb. So I'll put some bacon on, piece of bacon, and then our scrambled eggs. So when I pull these out, these are frozen. And then I can take with us, or I can just quickly chop up some tomatoes, some avocado, some spinach, have it all there. And then that's a beautiful breakfast. Or if I'm really late and really lazy, I can just take them with this, and that's it. So that's it guys, cute little bun for the kids to hold on to. I've made a few over here. Alright, and I'm just going to continue doing and packing and getting them all done. So I'm done guys, I'm just going to wrap them and store them in the freezer. Now I actually ran out of bacon and eggs. I have more, but I didn't want to cook it, so Instead, I just did a few with peanut butter, nut butter, and that way when they come out of the freezer, we can just put some sliced banana in them and they are delicious. So you want to know how I get all this done? I've got kids doing schoolwork, and then I've got my little people having a bit of an orchestra. What are you guys making?
I'm making ice cream.
You're making ice cream. I'll show you a few photos of what it looks like all wrapped up. I'm going to wrap these up, chuck them in the freezer. I'll show you a few photos of that. But this will help me for the future when we're running late. Just grab that breakfast out of the freezer and away we go. All right, mums, have fun, stay motivated. Talk to you later. Bye.